Hey guys, this is Mischief Magus here. This is the second installment of this channel devoted to planetary magic. So, one of the things that I really want to talk about is about dignity and the planets. So a lot of people focus on signs, the signs of the zodiac, Aries through Pisces, or whatever start to finish you want to go by. But they're all there, all 12 of them, and they're super important. People like to focus on them because it's easy and they're pretty universal. I mean, they're everywhere no matter what chart you cast. I recommend focusing on the planets first. The ones I told you before: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon. Those are considered the 7 classical planets. Now, back then, they didn't have microscopes or telescopes, not microscopes. They didn't have any of that. So they couldn't see planets past Saturn. That's really important, and I will get to that later. But for now, let's just work with me. Let's just work with the 7 planets. Each of these planets have signs that they rule and are happy in. So all of them have 2 signs, minus the Sun and the Moon. The Sun and the Moon get 1 exclusively because that's how they did it. The Sun gets Leo, masculine fire sign. The Moon gets Cancer, feminine water sign. Pretty straightforward for that. All other 5 planets get 2 signs, 1 masculine, 1 feminine. So we'll go from Saturn to the Moon because that's the Chaldean order and it's super important and it had some significance. So Saturn rules Aquarius and Capricorn, Aquarius being masculine, air sign, and Capricorn being feminine, earth sign. The reason for this, well, just work with me. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces. Sag is the masculine sign, and Pisces is the feminine sign. And then after that comes Mars. Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. Aries is obviously the masculine sign. Scorpio is the feminine sign. Then we go to the Sun, which I already covered with you. He rules Leo. Past the Sun, get to Venus. Venus rules Libra and Taurus. And those are, Libra is the masculine sign and Taurus is the feminine sign. And then after that, Mercury, we just have Gemini, which is masculine sign, and Virgo, which is the feminine sign. And then after that, it's just the Moon, and Moon rules Cancer. So the idea of planets ruling these signs, it's more like being in your house. Like literally, I own this house, and everything's decorated the way that I like it, and it's great. I have power in my house. I get to do what I want in my house. Now, if you ask me why, then I have to go back and look. But again, just work with me. This is how it is. Like, don't change it because you're not comfortable with it. Cry me a river. This is how it works, and it's been around for far longer than any of us. So just work with me. It's how it works. If you have a planet in one of their signs that are their homes, it's good. Normally it's very good, and for talismanic magic, it is super good because we don't really care much about the accidental placement, which is where it is in the entire chart. So you don't really worry about it, but it is kind of important. But essentially, as essential dignity goes, if the Sun is in Leo, cool. If Gemini has Mercury in it, awesome. If Jupiter is in Pisces, that's great. You see where I'm coming from? So these are all things to look for, and I say this to help you. So when you're interested in this stuff, you go on astro.com or you pull up your favorite astrology stuff and you make your own magical cool chart, and you look at yourself and you say, okay, what planets are, in good spots for me, essentially. And then that's the basics. So there's essential dignity, which is called rulership, which is super, that's the big one. Then there's exaltation, which is good. It's pretty powerful. Comes after rulership. Then there's triplicity, then there's term, and then there's face. Rulership, exaltation, triplicity, term, face. Yeah. So the other ones, anything after triplicity gets a little annoying and you kind of have to look it up. But I can help you out if you need. It's not hard, you just have to do a little bit of digging. But let's say you want to make a communication talisman. You're bad at communicating, you're mumbly or something. Well, if you just so happen to have Mercury in Virgo, you probably are inherently good at it, but it might take a little bit more to push it out of you. So if you have Mercury in Virgo, that's great, because Mercury is actually in rulership and exaltation for some reason, which we can get to later. It has something to do with the seasons. Remember, I'm not a genius about this stuff, but this is what I remember, so I'm going off this and explaining to you in this nice video. So anyway, that's good. You do that, and then you, as far as this goes, you look at the planets that are good and well placed in signs, and you say, okay, I can work with these, because the planet in the sign that it's ruling is probably going to indicate some form of promise as to what it can deliver. In other words, let's say Jupiter's in Pisces. You know, actually, let's go with an easier one. Let's go with Venus in Libra, because this is one of my favorite placements, and I don't have it. You're probably a very pleasant person. Now remember, these are all very broad. They're not like, you know, I can't say, well, this is this and this is that. But, you know, as essentially as it goes, you know, you're probably very pleasant. You might be attractive, cool. You might also like the finer things in life. You probably enjoy intimate relations, and you probably love relationships. Disclaimers for everything, you know, it's not always the case, but usually having a planet in rulership is awesome, especially for talismans, because it makes it easier for the planet to want to contact you because you have an affinity toward it. That's basically how it is. So that's good. And then we will get into a bunch of other stuff later. And honestly, I do recommend you look at my initial post. I slapped all of the essential dignities and exaltations in my altar posts. I thought that was very, very easy to understand. This is just kind of like the beginning, so I wanted to do that, and then I'll probably make another video about exaltations. I'm kind of rushing through it because I know how long these videos are probably going to be, but I also want you to have a pretty basic grasp on it. I'm going to have numerous videos on this stuff, so it's probably not going to be the last time you hear about essential dignity. So if you have any questions, or if you want me to talk about something in particular, please, I swore I wouldn't do this, but leave a comment, and I'm interested in hearing what you have to say and what you want to know. So like I said, this is me giving to you. I mean, it would be nice to make money off of it, but I mean, to be honest, I would just like to have people to talk with about this, because I can't just go up to a stranger and be like, you look like the kind of man that has Mars in Scorpio. And they'd be like, get the hell away from me, you freak. Like, of course. So, anyway, I think that's a good start. And I really do highly recommend you look up Ptolemy's Essential Dignity Table. I probably should provide a link for you, but we'll just start with that. You can look it up. It's really easy. It's a little square, and it has unbelievably amount of small boxes. I can help you with it. It's very easy. It's exactly as I said. Planets, signs. Where do they like? Where do they not like? I think the next video after this will do detriment. Detriment's the exact same as dignity, except the exact opposite. So it's like rulership is good, detriment is bad. It's a very easy way to determine that, and we will go over that in the next video. In the meantime, I'm going to take a shower because I'm filthy and I just got done working out. Because I have muscles. I'm just kidding. I'll see you guys later.